there's times when like we're talking, and I'll go off on a riff, and sometimes you guys know I just get lost, and then
No.
you guys, not all the time, but like 30 to 40% of the time,
60, 80%.
you guys pull it back to something
Oh, I
relevant.
was going to say, it doesn't take long, right?
We got to pull you back.
That's the beauty of it.
We got to land that plane. It's all over the place.
Oh, you're the
We're like air traffic controllers on your story.
what's that guy's name who landed a plane in the Hudson River?
Sully.
Yeah, Sully.
Sully.
Scully or Sully?
Sully.
Who's Scully?
Scully was from X-Files.
Flying, by the way.
That's right. Scully's from X-Files.
Yeah, he doesn't fly planes.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the FTS podcast, Friends Talking Shop. We are here to you today to present episode...
Hey, actually, you know what? I have an idea. Hey, Josh, I think that, are we a democracy here, or how are we running this? Are we a parliament structure for this show?
Is this part of the podcast, or you want to
No,
restart?
I just think that I want to try and do the intro.
No.
Right.
I can't try?
No,
Hello,
you can.
everyone. We're really happy to have you guys here today.
What
This
episode
is
are we on?
FTS. We're episode 23.
No.
And-
See, you're fired.
It was a good try.
All right, Dave, keep going.
Episode 24. You can edit that part out, probably, Josh.
I kind of don't want to.
We're at episode 24, and once again, logistically, we're jumping through many hurdles to bring you this episode. Omar continues to haunt London. Josh and I are home, but we are bringing this to you on an early Saturday morning, at least Central Time, Eastern Time. Omar is already drinking his friend's wine. So,
Continuing to, yeah.
Another bottle.
I'm your host, Dave. I almost forgot to introduce ourselves, and looking forward to this podcast. And along with me, as usual, is my good buddy Josh. Josh, how are you doing today?
I am doing well, Dave. You know what I did this morning in my shower? I just want to understand. I consciously thought about it for the first time. You drop the soap. That's normal. It's slippery. Whenever I pick it up, though, I wash it off first before continuing to use it. Is that weird?
You washed the soap off.
Yeah. So like,
that's not the direction I thought you were going, but
yeah, I don't know where you thought I was going. I kind of don't want to pursue that either. But if I drop the soap on the ground,
I
pick it up and
are you showering in a patch of mud?
no, see, that's exactly it. It's like it's on the shower floor, so it's soap, so it should be clean. Why I have this impulse though to immediately put it under the shower head and wash off whatever the hell.
Irrespective of where you're showering or how
Correct.
clean you might think the floor might be.
but
That's exactly right.
You're kind of a germaphobe, though.
That's OCD.
I am in a little bit, but I think it's more OCD. I think Omar's right, but I'm wondering if that's. But I never realized that I did it, and I'm now just consciously seeing. Oh yeah, I do that every single time when I drop the soap and I pick it up. I just don't start washing again. I put it under the water to wash it off, but it's soap.
I always look at the dent. I'm always think, oh, look at how it dented. Because no matter how you drop it, soap will always dent, right?
Always a dent. Always.
Even if I partially catch it and it hits, it dents. And I always, oh, look at it. But I don't wash it. That's weird. Yeah.
So you just put it right on your body right from there.
Yeah, I think so. I think the fact that it's hitting tile and water and soap is not too alarming to me since I'm standing on tile.
And I know that in my head. I know that in my head, yet I still wash it off and then proceed again.
You need therapy. You need therapy.
Well,
but
that's what this is for.
Just because you know something's wrong doesn't mean you can prevent yourself from doing it. I mean, look at like Jeffrey Epstein.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Whoa, that's a bad.
No.
I don't want to do that comparison.
Wrong comparison.
Well, no. But the point, like, okay, let me ask you this on a slightly related topic. So, have you ever dropped soap or lost control of the soap while you're showering?
Yeah.
And with your other hand behind your back, still be able to catch the soap?
Yes.
Right.
It's the greatest feeling. Greatest feeling.
Great feeling.
Yeah.
It's a great feeling.
I don't
You
know
wish
how
you
you
had that
jumped
on
from
video.
Epstein to that.
That's
example.
your segues are just bizarre.
What? I mean, there is a whole skit that Louis C.K. did about being a pedophile. Like, it must feel really good because they know it's bad, and that they still do it.
Yeah, right. I remember that bit, but really, it's a far leap from I wash the soap off after I drop it to I can't help myself, and neither can pedophiles or Jeffrey Epstein. That's the narrative that you just you were
That's
giving
right.
us.
Listen,
And that is a crazy bridge.
Let's not
that you
dive into
built.
that any further. Yeah.
No.
Let's just leave that alone.
Find
on
out
the
how
shelf.
Omar's doing, Dave. Let's move on. How's Omar doing?
This could be evidence someday down the future. In the future.
What? No. Oh no,
We'll hide it.
I tell people when I'm so good with kids, they call me the Pakistani Michael Jackson.
Yeah, this is one of the
completely off the rails.
This is an Omar Mad Lib joke that has recurrence.
All right. Well, it's good to hear
I'll
you
stop
doing
talking.
good, Josh. And our third host,
Amazing.
a host who's the most, who will get us canceled, is Omar, coming to us live from London. How are you doing?
I'm well. I'm optimistic.
Good. You should be, because I'll give our listeners a little bit of an update before I get into all logistics. We just had an interview with Podcast Magazine. We somehow reached an editor, a writer for Podcast Magazine, which, if you were to rank podcast magazines, I think it's got to be clearly
Top
in the
100.
top 100. Yes, I don't know. Is it one? Is it?
Yeah.
Anyone have any idea?
It is the New York Times or Wall Street Journal of the podcast world.
All right.
Let's put it. There's your comparison.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're already assuming that our listeners read the paper, so
You don't have to read the paper to know those two publications. That's the
I don't
beauty
know.
of those publications.
It's the Diet Coke of diet sodas.
Yeah.
Okay,
Diet Coke to
that's-
Diet Soda is
that's better.
Podcast Magazine to.
Yeah. All right. That's another
Well,
fair
and the name
analogy.
Podcast Magazine. Just if you're going to start a podcast magazine and you grab the name Podcast Magazine, you're probably one of the first or largest, because that's a pretty generic. When you search podcast magazines, they're going to pop up
Yes.
as one, right? So they got to be in the top tier.
It's the Twizzlers of licorice.
Mm.
That's
See, it's not Red Vine. Not
no.
Red Vine.
Yes. Good one. Okay. Well,
Thank you.
You guys.
we I think Josh, you reached out to them.
Well, they took a listen. It was
prematurely,
unbelievable.
probably, but you did. Yep.
They took a listen and said, we love it and we want to feature you guys in one of our issues. And we went, wow, I wasn't expecting that. And we had our interview yesterday. It was awesome. And so look out.
Don't forget about them talking to us about their timeshare. They wanted us to.
Yeah,
There was.
that's what Omar kept asking him. When are you going to start selling us something?
And he did have a timeshare.
He did, but he didn't sell it to us.
No.
But November 1st, it comes out November 1st for our listeners. So take a read.
We'll keep you informed. I will have to give credit where credit's due. Josh altered the format of the podcast where the opening, we used to just jump right into the music, or it'd be music, and then we jump into the podcast. Josh, you now have added some of our initial banter to before the music kicks in. And so he said, we just happened to reach him at the right time and the right day. He said, well, I'll just give it a listen. And there was some Burt's Bees joke that we told that hooked him. And he listened further.
It wasn't even a joke. Just Omar was talking about Burt's Bee, and he didn't use the S. And we were getting on him for that. It was how weird that was. And this guy loved it.
So we're pretty psyched about that. It was a fun interview.
Very exciting.
And we'll look forward
to
it.
It was really, really good for the ego. I don't know if any of our listeners who are listening to this would listen to the magazine review. Maybe they do that. Actually, when I watch a TV show or a movie, I typically read the review always afterwards, sometimes during.
See?
Yeah. So maybe just to validate and or give me perspectives I wasn't
It's
able to
validation.
understand.
And it'll be nice if you search for our thing on Google. They'll come up with something pretty cool.
It's not. It's called the Google, for the record.
The Google. Sorry.
All right. So we have some good news, and our numbers keep climbing. So we're really
very excited.
Happy with the podcast. Happy that you're listening, and we would love to hear from you as well. And since we know you're out there, we have an email address which is friends@fts.media. Please feel free to reach out to us, and we'll either respond on the podcast or email you back. Or
how many emails are we getting? Have we gotten a few recently, or
We've gotten a few, but we could use a lot more. Let's put it that way. And don't be shy. If you're listening, you've got something to say, criticism, compliment, you want us to go a certain direction, you want us to talk about a certain subject, reach out, let it fly.
Yeah. Or alternatively, which would be really great, is to rate our podcast on iTunes or on Spotify if you want to leave a review or a rating, but only if it's 5 stars.
It's all ridiculous. I mean, asking for someone to rate your podcast is like asking a kid to say please or thank you. They
no,
do it.
It's not.
Yes, it is. Like it doesn't mean as much when they say please or thank you. And so I'd rather have somebody, want to give a rating rather than feel forced to.
True.
True.
Yeah.
David's holding a gun to the head.
No. It's a nice way. Because podcasting is really a selfish activity. Listening to podcasts, you consume the content and then you go on your merry way. And we have to schedule the angst of it.
I would much prefer. I'm much happier just having them want to listen to us than taking further time out of their day to rate something. So thank you for listening.
I'll go with that.
Oh, so now we actively don't want people to rate us.
Don't review us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Listen,
we don't care.
Honestly, I think
psychology.
we are if you have narcolepsy, we are the perfect podcast. Like, recommend us to your friends.
Oh boy. Amazing.
All right. Well, when we cross that bridge,
head of marketing.
Yeah. Nice. When we have, we want to be on a Patreon
By the way,
account.
do you know what the Streisand effect is?
No, I do
I'm
not.
afraid to ask.
You've already brought up the Patrick Ewing effect. How many effects do you have?
No, that was the Patrick Ewing theory.
Yeah. What's the Streisand effect? We can't even get through intros here.
You have such derision,
Yeah, because for the listeners, they can't see Dave. He's just trying to get through the intro, and it's just you keep just tripping him. You keep pulling that football away, like Lucy, Charlie Brown keeps trying to kick it, and you keep pulling it away.
This is one last thing.
Right.
Streisand effect. Interesting term, right? Would you agree?
Yeah,
I'm
fascinated. Let's hear what the hell the thing is.
Streisand effect is when Barbara Streisand, when she had her nose job, okay, she tried to keep it out of the press. She had people she was suing a newspaper to not release the article, and because of the lawsuit, the actual news became even bigger. So it's a whole idea of you trying to contain something, and being able to contain it actually makes it.
Yeah. But so you're saying if we actively tell people don't review us, that will create more.
Yeah, but now you ruined it. You jinxed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you revealed it.
You stared into the sun. Yeah. Well,
it's like
I don't know what to recommend. We have an email. Feel free to use it or not.
Or don't.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever review a product on
football
Amazon?
Football pulled away.
Do you ever review? Have you ever gone out of your way to review something?
No.
I
have reviewed a podcast.
Really?
But not. I don't go on Amazon and unless I'm really angry. But I don't.
Yeah, unless they did you wrong and they won't correct it, and then you have to do something.
I did review a hotel stay I had on TripAdvisor, and I mean I woke up because it was such an awful experience. We were by the elevator. It was loud. While I woke up before we left, I gave them an awful review and put it in. Then I went downstairs to check out and said, had an awful night. And they said, we're going to refund your whole room. I'm so sorry. They're so nice about it. I was like,
they made it right.
Yeah. So I thought, I should go back to the TripAdvisor.
Yes,
you
should.
I forgot.
You didn't. Yeah.
So
that's why you got to wait to review. You have to wait.
Yeah.
Voice your concern, see how it's taken care of, then you review.
All right. So here's what we're going to say. If you listen to 10 podcasts and you really like us, maybe think about review. How about that?
All right, let's move on.
But hold on. Let me ask you this on a slightly different sort
of God, the football's pulled away again.
Would you rather have the listeners vote, but if they voted like a 3 or 4 stars, or would you rather have them not vote at all? In other words, is it 5 stars only?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
That's
honestly,
not fair either.
That's how I feel. Yeah.
Look, if you have an issue with us,
I want the 3 stars.
You want to correct it.
Reviews are for 5 stars. Emails are for 3 stars. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. I want the 3 stars. I want just some kind of feedback is nice, but if they want to do it, but 3 stars are nice too.
Do that through email. Okay.
And honestly,
Lucy, let me pick the football.
One last thing, and I promise I won't say another word. So I would argue that the 3-star reviews would be better than the 5-star, but the 5-star reviews arguably would be about saying how great it is. I want to hear the critical feedback, how we can be better. Josh, you stopped trying to be better 15 years ago, right? And look where we are now. Thank you.
Listen, that's why I would read all the 3-star reviews on Amazon for a product. I don't want to read the 1 because those could be people that are just out with some sort of angry and vengeance or competitors or whatever. You read the 3-star because they give you pretty much an honest review. But that's for products that you're using. This is different.
Good tip. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that. Maybe there's something to pull out of the podcast. One nugget of information out of the nonsense that we have. That's good. I think that counts.
I think we just opened up a whole bunch of 3-star reviews after this intro.
Maybe. All right, let's kick off the podcast finally. So our format is real quickly, each of us come together and we each have a topic that we want to discuss, and we haven't prepped it ahead of time. and let's get started. Have I missed anything? I think we're ready to go.
I think we are.
Josh, who has a brand spanking new mic, who's going to overtalk us through it, can go first. How about you go, Josh?
No, Josh.
Oh wow. Okay.
Josh is the guy. Do you know when you go to a ski town and the guy has a brand new ski suit and the fancy equipment and
Yeah.
you can't ski?
Neon
Yeah,
colors.
that's right. That's Zach. I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give you props on that one. Yes. Yeah.
Your first good comparison.
By the way, coincidentally, Josh is wearing a full ski outfit right now. I'm not sure where you are. If you're in the outside in the wilderness,
I'm in the lodge. Yes. Yes. All right. So am I free to kick off, or is Omar going to?
Yeah. No, you
filibuster.
You got the ball. Yep.
All right. So here's my topic. So my wife had brought up a trip that we used to take. Well, we took it a couple times and said, maybe we should revisit. And that is to the magical, wonderful world of Disney World. And said, look, we haven't been in a while since the kids were younger, and they have that brand new Star Wars land or whatever the hell that is, and maybe we should go back. And I started thinking, like, well, I don't know. Our kids are older. And yeah, it's fun, but there's kind of a law of diminishing returns here with Disney, at least as I see it. And I need to get your advice here. So the first time we went, just to give you a little context, the kids were 4 and 6, and it was great and it was wonderful. And to go on like the Peter Pan ride.
Isn't your one kid like 18 now or something?
Well, that's what I'm getting to, Omar. Yeah. That's the whole
jumped
point.
The gun on his timeline.
I mean, yeah, the kids every year they get a year older. It's amazing. So the first time 4 and 6, and like you experience Disney when they're that age differently, because you experience it through their eyes.
For sure.
And it's just awesome. And you go on Peter Pan, which is nothing special, and they're like, whoa, this is amazing, and it's great. Then we turned around and didn't go till they were 13 and 15. And we had a good time, but like going on Peter Pan, you're like, this ride blows. It sucks. And like, Small World.
Wait. You mean that for you it blows, or for the kid it blows?
So for me it blows because it's not a good ride. Is
that because your kids are older it blows for you, or is it because you yourself are older?
No, I don't think it's because I'm older. Because if I went the first time when they were 4 and 6, let's say I went on it by myself and they didn't go on it with me, I would have thought it sucked. But I'm watching them watch the ride or experience the ride when they're that young, and so it's a different.
So their reaction is part of your appreciation.
Yes, 100%.
So it's correlated highly. Okay.
Highly correlated.
Being older physically.
Exactly.
Thank
Peter
God.
Pan
If I have kids and it's correlated to my age versus the ages.
No,
of the kids,
it's not. It's not.
I'm never going to go to Disney World.
Yeah. So yeah, and this is where I want to get your opinion on this, on going again. So when we went with 13 and 15, you go on Peter Pan, it sucks. And look, they liked it, but they didn't like it like when they were 4 and 6, when it was like their eyes went out of their head and it was like magical. And so like Small World, that ride, you want to put a bullet in your head midway through Small World. It's the worst friggin' ride, and it's terrible, and it never ends.
I love that song though.
Oh, it's Chinese water torture. That's what it is.
Go on the ride.
Go on the ride and tell me if you still love that song. It's really unbelievable. But it's just one of those things that is it a law?
Do you know the words to that whole song?
You can't get through anything with you. It's
okay, I'll stop.
No. Yes, I know the words of the whole song. There's only 17 words. It's a small world after all.
No,
there's more to it.
No. It just keeps.
Oh
yeah, that's right. Yes, that's right. Yes,
I don't know those. Yeah.
And then it goes in different languages after that.
Right.
I
don't know those words.
You are on the ride.
Yeah. Feliz Navidad. Yeah.
No, that's
not it. That's a welcome relief after that ride.
Yeah, that's not it. That's not it. But anyway, so there seems to be a law of diminishing returns with Disney. So like the second time wasn't as good as the first time. Still fun. But now, Omar, getting to what you said, my kids are now 17 and 19. And I'm wondering if this is going to be as fun, or is it worth going back? Now, there are some new things, and that's interesting.
Your kids want to go?
I'm sure they do. We even talked to them about it. My wife just mentioned it in passing, like, yeah, maybe we should go back because look, it is a fun. Hold on. It's a fun place. Even as an adult, it's a fun place. Like honestly,
Omar, you've never been?
You've never been, Omar?
Not in a long time. I went like when I was younger, and my parents were like, moved over here, and my parents are, shocker, doctors and scientists or whatever. So we went on Space Mountain.
Yeah,
My father thought it was an educational ride about space,
it's not.
and we were
Spoiler.
I was crying. We were all crying, and my dad wanted to talk to Walt Disney. He was demanding to talk to not just the manager, but he wanted to go all the way to the top.
Yeah, he's dead. He's been dead. Why didn't you
Yeah,
take
talk
it
to
take
his
it up
dad.
with Mickey Mouse?
Good.
Yeah.
I've never been to Space Mountain since. I can't.
So anyway, so that's kind of my thought. I've started thinking like, if my first thought was, oh yeah, I'd love to see the star, and then I started thinking about it like, oh man,
Is this
first of all,
because like your whole family now, because of you, is afraid of like getting eaten by sharks or whatever? Or
there's no sharks
jellyfish?
in Orlando. It's landlocked
But
place.
some kid got one
Correct.
of those
Alligator.
Crocodile.
Yeah,
Alligator.
got eaten by an
Yes.
alligator. Right.
Yes,
Right.
I believe it was a
But
crocodile, for the record.
whatever. No, it's not a crocodile. Alligators are in America. Crocodiles are not.
Oh, I didn't know that.
What?
Yes, that's right. Yes,
I
there
didn't
are no
check.
crocodiles in America, and someone can fact check me on
Let's
that.
get the intern.
Crocodiles are in Australia.
Thank you. Alligators are American.
Okay.
Is it
Well,
that simple, huh?
Yeah, well, you just have to listen to their accent.
The crocodile
Yes.
or the alligator.
Yeah, the alligator. The alligator.
The alligators have a little bit of a drawl, I think.
But the other thing is that it's also not cheap. I mean, it's quite a ripoff. I got two quick ideas here, Omar, that you'll because you haven't been in a while. So the first time we were there, it was the first time we were going, and everyone told us like, oh, you got to book your meals well in advance because these things fill up and you can't get into these restaurants. We're like, okay. So our kids are 4 and 6. So my wife and I go on the website, we book. We're looking like, oh, character meals. Oh, how cool is that? All the characters, they get to meet the characters. So we booked all our meals for character meals, all of them, all of them.
That's a mistake.
This is what I'm telling you, all of them, right? And they have a policy you can't cancel within a certain amount of time, and they're pretty strict about it. So the very first meal we had was a breakfast, and it was for the princesses. It was my daughter loved the Disney princesses, and it was a breakfast. So you go, and it's like little waffles with Mickey Mouse ears and bacon. It's nothing special. The food in Disney is nothing special. You're not going to write home about it. And I remember that she was going crazy. It was amazing. All the princesses kept coming to the table, and they're like, "Oh," she's like, "Oh my God, Cinderella! Oh my God, Belle! Oh my God!"
How old was she? She was 7?
6. 4 and 6. Pay attention.
Yeah,
And
cute.
so
I don't know. I heard the line there is really long, so who knows how old she was? When she
Well,
finally got
yeah, that's a good.
That's
line.
fair.
That's
Some
funny.
of those rides, yeah.
That's very. I'll tell you about that in a second. But anyway, so we got the bill at the end, and I'm not making this up. It was close to $300, and I went, "Oh shit!" And I called the waitress over and I said, "Excuse me, did you give us the wrong bill? I think you might have, because this is $300 and there's only 4 of us. There's not 12. There's only 4, and all we had was Mickey Mouse shaped waffles." And she's like, "No, it's a character meal. All character meals are a lot more expensive because you get to meet the characters." And that's when I went cold and sweat started pouring down my face. Like, holy shit. All our meals are character meals. And this is breakfast. I can't imagine what lunch and dinner are going to cost with all these characters. And I couldn't cancel them because I had already passed the point because I was already there. Anyway, and then the first time we went to Magic Kingdom, it was late at night. It was our first day. And my daughters they're both in strollers. They're exhausted. And as we're leaving the park, my daughter sees this guy who's selling balloons, Mickey Mouse balloons, right? And it's a balloon in a balloon. It's like a Mickey Mouse ear balloon in a big clear balloon.
Right.
And she goes, "Oh, I want that. I want that." And we were like a good 20 yards away. And she goes, "I want the balloon." And my wife goes, "Hey, go get her one of those Mickey Mouse balloons." So I said, "Okay, of course. My daughter wants Mickey Mouse balloon."
She didn't ask. There wasn't a 50-50 decision. This is how your wife just sent you to get that balloon. There was no.
I was
You're
more
Disney
than happy.
World. What are you gonna
Yes,
do? Come
I was
on.
more than happy. I was so excited.
Well, I
My
was just
daughter,
curious if you would, this is interesting how they make decisions.
we're not buying
They're at Disney World.
a plasma TV. We don't
Fair.
need
All
to.
right, fair
It's a
enough.
balloon. So I leave them there on the side of the street. I go over to the guy. I said, "One Mickey Mouse balloon, please." And he says, $19.95, please. And I said, No. I only want one balloon. I don't want 30. He goes, No. That's what it is. It's $19.95. I go, $20 for a balloon? So I leave. I go back. My daughter goes, "Where's the balloon?" My wife goes, "Where's her balloon?" And I said, yeah, it's $20 for the balloon. I'm not buying the balloon. She goes, but she wants the balloon. I go, it's $20 for a balloon. And it's a balloon. What are we going to do with it? We're leaving in 6 days. So I'm like, I'm not buying the balloon. So I go over to buy the balloon. And I buy the balloon.
Yada.
By the time I get back, my daughter's asleep in the stroller. I tie it to the back of the stroller. We get back to the hotel room. I tie it to her bedpost of her bed. And that's where it stayed the rest of the week. She didn't look at it. She didn't play with it. She didn't hit it.
That's
nothing.
on you. That's
and
on
we
you. That's
left
your
it.
fault.
We left it in the hotel room because what are you going to do? You can't take that on a plane.
Wait a second. First of all, it's not like you got her a turtle, number one. Number two, if you'd actually bought it initially and she would have had the excitement of you come back with the balloon, it would have been worth the entire experience. But instead, you, Scrooge, were you wearing a Scrooge outfit when you were doing this? Scrooge McDuck? Right?
Yeah.
I can't justify paying $20 for a balloon. It's so insane.
You had to do it anyway, right? And so you kind of deserve.
You might have tainted the balloon when you first came back and argued with your wife on Main Street, and then went back to go buy it. Yeah.
I would have rather tied a 20 to the end of the balloon string, given her that.
But haven't you already told yourself when you go to these kinds of things that, like, you can't worry about that stuff?
Yeah,
because
I expect
all vacations like that, right? You gotta.
So to even think about like so why was it coming up? Did it come up? Did you end up canceling the rest of your character meals?
No, you can't. I couldn't. They were going to charge me full fare. I was past the part of cancellation.
So were you literally having like cold sweats before every single meal?
Yes. And I'll tell you what, at every one of them, I ate like a pig. I'm like, I better eat all this crap. I'm eating as much
it was
as I possibly can.
It was a fixed price. It was like a buffet.
It was some of them were like that. Yeah.
Buffets are good like 5% of the time ever.
Listen, Disney, you're not getting great meals. There's some places that'll surprise you to the upside a little bit, but you're not going there for the food. But this is my dilemma here. So would you go back if you were me, Dave? You've got older kids.
I have lots of thoughts. Can I
please
interrupt and jump in?
Yeah, I want to hear.
So first, there's two different sides of Disney in your life right now, because we have a mirror image situation. We went a bunch of times with the kids, loved it a little bit less, and I think we must have gone in the Haunted Mansion. I think with the kids, I kid you not, I think 6 or 7 times.
Yeah, fun ride.
I think we visited Disney World 6 or 7 different dates, different times. So we've gone on that ride. And when we go to Disney World, you go to Magic Kingdom, right? And you got to see, and you always go on the Haunted Mansion.
That's a lot of times. You're like the Josh Kaplan, except with instead of dogs, it's Disney.
It is killing dogs. But when you're there, it's like
dogs. You've got to see Disney World that many times? That's
we
crazy.
did.
That's a lot.
It's just such a great trip, and a lot of times it would be. I have some business down in Orlando.
By the way, is that why you're currently estranged from your kids? Do you think that's anything to do with it? Is that you?
I've been too generous. I've been too nice. Yeah, but we would go and we'd feel like, well, we got to go on the Haunted Mansion ride. And I think
kids
for
are
all
actually
of us,
part of the character meals, Josh.
They might be. Yeah,
they know the drill. But I think the last 2 times we went, it's like, well, we're going on the Haunted Mansion because we're here and it's there, and we should but we don't actually want to. So there's,
right.
Honestly, if we were asked, like, what do you really want to do? It's not to go on the Haunted Mansion ride, but it just seems like such a shame to not do it. And the technology for the Haunted Mansion ride hasn't changed from when I was a kid, or barely, right? There's some change.
It's the same shit. They have to update these rides.
Yeah, but we go because you have to. So I'm going to say, well, so I would say to you, Josh, is don't go on the things, don't pay for the things that you feel you should do because you're in Disney World. Like,
we don't pay for them. You pay for the parks. So it's like you're going to go to Magic Kingdom. But
think about that. So Magic Kingdom. What in Magic Kingdom do you really want to see?
Well, I haven't been there in a while. Space Mountain, I would do that again, certainly.
Yeah, that's a really long line for one ride. But
wait, David, are you actually inferring that Josh can have a successful trip with 17 and 19-year-old kids to Disney World?
I think so.
That's what I'm asking.
So
that's what I'm asking.
There's no way.
But see, what I'm trying to separate Disney World into the stuff that you feel like you have to do because you're there, and the stuff that you actually want to do. Now, the Star Wars stuff, I think is going to be great. I haven't seen it yet.
Right.
If you could somehow do the hotel, because I think if you stay at the hotel, you become a character and you play out.
This is what happened to Dave's kids.
Yes, or at least that's how I do it. I become a character, start shooting people in the lobby, pew pew. Yeah. No, but they have this whole role playing thing that you do when you're there, and you have, I don't know how long you have to wait to get a room at this place. But the Star Wars thing, it would be a new experience. I think that would be great. So if you went for that, awesome. Don't go to Magic Kingdom. Like there's nothing there.
Yeah, I hear you.
Hey, Space Mountain.
My wife's going to want to go to Magic Kingdom.
I know, because
she's all about that.
You feel
all
obligated.
about that.
Right.
Well, she'll go to Small World and Peter Pan and see it differently than I do. Like look, they added a ride last time we were there, and it's the what's that? The Blue People. What is that? What is that movie?
Avatar.
Avatar. Right. So they added the Avatar, and it was brand new when we got there, right? And it was in Animal Kingdom, and I'm like, I got to go on this ride because this is new, it's different, and it's something I haven't experienced yet, and it's supposed to be really great. We waited. I'm not making this up. We waited 4.5 hours. 4.5 hours. We knew we were going to wait 4.5 hours, but we did it because we had done everything else, and I'm like, I don't want to go on like one of those other rides again that I've experienced that aren't that great.
Wait, you stood in line for 4.5 hours?
So we decided
This is why I'm never going to have kids.
It's a quick
I'm
funny
not
story
willing to do this.
Well, no, and
Sometimes
I normally
they wake up in the middle of the night too. So
I normally wouldn't
be
willing
to do 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes. I wouldn't.
Yeah, I normally wouldn't be willing to do that either, except for the fact that I knew that I didn't want to spend my time at these other rides that I didn't think were all that great.
Wait, did you all stand up the entire time in line, or did people take turns? Was there a tent involved?
Here's what's crazy. The night before, we're like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna wake up at the crack of dawn. We're gonna go 45 minutes before the gate opens. We're going to be first in line, and then we're going to run to the Avatar ride. We're going to be the first ones.
How fun.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, that was the plan.
Yeah.
Well, this is crazy. I don't know if you could foresee this, but we weren't the only ones with that plan.
Really?
And when we got there, even as early as we got there were ridiculous number of people already there with the same exact strategy in mind. They opened the gates, and it was like, oh my God! It was a zombie apocalypse.
Were there any tents there?
No, there are no tents.
I'm not kidding. I would do that. You might as well have
you can't do that. You can't do that either. But
isn't there that super pass you can get?
It's called okay. So now, interesting you brought that up. It's called the Fast Pass, and they changed it. When I first went there, I exploited it like nobody's business. I didn't wait more than 10 minutes for any ride we did the entire week. Because I abused the Fast Pass like nobody's business.
I spent an enormous amount of time planning that ahead of
time. Oh my God! I hit every loophole.
What does this even mean? What's nobody's business?
Like nobody's business?
Yeah,
nobody's
what does that
business.
Mean? I don't know.
It's an expression. It's a euphemism.
Yeah.
I know. I've heard it
like
before.
no other.
What is it?
Like I've never seen anyone plan as much as
correct.
That's what it means.
There's a picture of me, Omar. I got to dig it up, but there's a picture of me, and I'm literally fanning out about 36 Fast Passes. And you're not allowed to do that. You're only supposed to have like one Fast Pass at a time per rider. And I just completely got through the system on it. And then they changed everything, and now it's like it's buttoned up. Do you know what buttoned up Disney is? I'll tell you this. Okay, so this is real quick. One of my favorite things to do at Disney, I don't know if you've ever done this, Dave. What you do is you throw a piece of trash on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
And then you step away and you just time how long it takes for a Disney worker to come and pick it up and get rid of it. It's astounding.
Is it?
There's no trash on that ground.
I don't think I could do that. Just
I did it once.
Hot dog wrapper and just throw on the ground.
Yeah,
I would love
others.
to go to Disney and do this Fast Pass thing you mentioned.
You can't do it anymore. They completely changed how it works.
Well, whatever the option was you mentioned, where you can at least minimize the amount of time you're in line. But I would wear I love Ron DeSantis jersey or a T-shirt.
Jersey?
Maybe just a T-shirt.
I don't think they make those jerseys.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is a quick story too. So did you do a Phantasmic at all, Dave? Did you do the Phantasmic show?
Is that the spray to get stains off of
glass?
I think
that's different. That's fantastic.
3D thing.
No, it's a show in Hollywood Studios. It's late at night. You got to get separate tickets to it, and it's a laser. It's really cool. It's actually a very cool show. So we're going to that show, and outside of the arena where they put the show on, Omar, you'll love this. There's a cart, and they have churros, and I love churros. And I said, okay, let's go sit down. I want to go get some churros.
Is there MDMA in these churros?
Is
before the light show?
No, yeah, there is not that type of churro. And my daughter said, "Oh, I'll take a churro too, Daddy." I'm like, "Okay, great. You guys sit here. I'll go get churros." So I go up. I wait in line at this cart on wheels. I get to the front, and there's a glass window with the churros in it. I go, "Okay, I'll take a Bud Light and 2 churros, please." And he says to me, I'm not making any of this up. He says, sir, we don't have any churros. I go, what are you talking about? I'm looking in the window. I see your churros. He goes, no, sir, I can't sell you those. I said, what do you mean you can't sell me those? You have churros. I'm looking at the friggin' churros. I want 2 of them. He says, those are broken. They're not whole churros. I said, I don't care. He says, I'm sorry, it's Disney policy. I cannot sell you broken churros. They have to be whole. And I said,
set themselves to a high standard.
It's ridiculous, though.
Doug,
I said,
don't you
look,
wish?
I said, look,
I bet you
Omar,
half of our,
Omar.
Yeah.
I said, I am willing to pay you full price for 2 of those churros, and you're not going to sell them to me. And he said, I wish I could. I really do, but I can't. I said, what are you going to do with those churros? He said, we're going to throw them out. I said, let's throw them out right now. He said, what? I said, seriously, let's throw them out right now. Because you're going to throw them out. Let's throw them out right now. He goes, I don't understand. I go, put them in a bag. He does it. He puts them in a bag. And it was like 10, 11 pieces. It was actually a lot. It probably equated to like 5 churros. And I go, here we go. And there's a trash can right there. We walked over, and as he's putting them in the trash can, I grabbed the bag. I go,
Oh my
you.
gosh. You got it for free?
Yes. But I was willing to pay
he-
full price. How stupid. What a
And
stupid
you
policy.
clean your soap when it falls on the ground, and you.
But the churros never made it to the trash can. They
Yeah,
were
that
in a
seems-
brown bag, and I took them before they even hit the trash can. But that's just absolutely ridiculous.
That guy was
can't
fired.
believe
That guy was fired 2 days
That's
later.
right.
Yeah.
That guy was
Well, mate. Oh, so this
tarred
is
and feathered
I
outside
hate,
of.
I'm going to give you one more quick example. So when we went back, my daughter loved Rapunzel, and Rapunzel was a new character at the time. And so there's lines to meet like these characters on occasion. They announce when these times are. So they announced that we go over as soon as we could, but the line was ridiculous, right? And I'm like, well, oh my God, this line is insane. So we stood in it for like half an hour. We barely moved. And I said, stay here. I walked all the way to the front. I go, how long do you think this line is? And he said, it's probably about 2 hours. I go, no. I'm not waiting to meet Rapunzel. It's probably not even the real Rapunzel. It's probably someone in character, is my guess, right? Not the real Rapunzel.
Who knows? Disney. Disney magic. Yeah.
So Omar, you'll love this. What I did. So I said,
Okay, go on.
We'll come back later.
Yeah.
We'll come back our last day when we're back here. We came back our last day. Line was just as long. I'm like, we're not doing this. This is crazy. So I said, come on, let's go. And my family's like, what are you talking about? So I took them all the way to the front of the line, and I took out a $20 bill. And I said to Rapunzel's handler, because there's always a handler for every one of these characters. I held the bill in my hand. I go, hey, listen,
Stop.
is there any way that my daughter could see Rapunzel a little quicker? Because we were here 3 days ago, and it was 2 hours, and she's dying to meet Rapunzel. Any way at all? Can you think of anything? And I was doing this like on the side. She goes and yells so everyone around me can hear, sir, we do not do that at Disney. Put your money away.
I mean, what were you
This
thinking?
is not how this works.
Yeah.
What I was thinking was, I don't want to stand in the line to meet Rapunzel for 2 hours, and my daughter's dying to meet her. And I thought this was a shortcut because notoriously Disney employees are the worst paid in they're like top 10 worst paid in the country. It's one of the worst paying. Yeah, one of the worst paying
but
jobs.
if any form of tipping was even remotely allowed, that place would be a shit show.
Well, this is not tipping. This is a pure straight bribe.
Bribery. I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
Like-
They could auction off
But they're buttoned
Rapunzel.
up. I got to give them credit. They're buttoned up.
All right. Well, okay. So I'm going to give you the life.
I want
hack
your opinion here, Dave.
So the best experience that we had was it's intentionality. That is the theme of how you handle Disney World. You don't get up at 45 minutes before and sit at the gate before it opens, because you're right. That's what every schmuck does. You can't do. So our best experience was, because the hotels are awesome. Like, right? It's you stay at one of the properties. So what you do is you don't set your alarm. You just wake up when you wake up, and you go to the pool in the morning, and you have a nice breakfast and nice lunch, whatever, at the hotel. And then sometime in the afternoon, you go over to the park, and that's when everyone and their kids are like coming back to the hotel. And then you get in, and that's when the lines kind of die down. Is you make the park, it's the afternoon, evening, not the morning.
It's called sloppy seconds, Josh. Look it up.
Yeah, the problem
Reverse
with
flow.
that is the times we've gone have been high volume times,
Well, that's the other thing.
like
Don't
spring
do
breaks
that.
and things like that. Well, that
But again,
we don't
Dave,
we don't
I
have
don't,
much
I
of a
don't
choice at
understand
that
why
time.
you're belaboring this point. So you are inferring, I'll ask you again, that Josh can go with his 17 and 19-year-old kid to Disney World and have a good time. Yes.
Yes, I do, because
Oh, okay.
there are things there. The hotels are amazing. It doesn't matter what age you are. They have other properties around that are incredible. I think the Star Wars is really good. And like, let's say you get a park hopper and there's a ride or two that you do at Animal Kingdom, just do those two and then get out of
Yeah.
there. Don't sit there for the Bugs Life thing that you've done 3 or 4
I
times.
think if Josh offered his family a trip to, like, I don't know, see a friend in the Caribbean, let's say, and have like a surfing beach weekend or something like that, that would be, for a 17, 19-year-old, that'd be a lot more engaging.
Do you know of such a person?
I know a few
Yeah.
people, but I think you're forcing your children to relive this nightmare.
I'm not forcing them to do
like
anything. This was a conversation my wife brought up. Like, should we go back?
It sounds like your wife is just running your house like she's Stalin, with these
God.
vacations.
Oh, she's going to write in now.
Yeah.
You're asking for an email.
Disgruntled wife too.
Listen, she really loves the magic of Disney. She does. And there is something there to it, but she sees it very differently. Not very differently, because I like it too. It is fun, but it's a matter of, like I said, law of diminishing returns. Like, if we went back, she'd want to go on Peter Pan, Dave. So hear what you're saying.
Don't do it.
She'd want to do it, and I don't want to do it. I don't want to go on Peter Pan. Like that.
And your kids are truly agnostic to what they do with you guys at 17 and 19 years old.
They're not, but my kids are pretty good about things, and I know that they would have a great time too. And it would be a little bit different, obviously.
Okay,
at
so
age,
this
we
vacation,
could stay up later. We
is
could
for your wife. It's not for the rest of the family.
No, it would be for everyone. My question is it worth it at this point after we've been twice?
Are
and
you guys allowed to go to?
Dave's saying yes.
Are you guys allowed to go to the shows, or only your wife is? You guys stay in the hotel room? Is she only doing? It's only she doing the rides? I'm confused.
Yeah, we're all doing everything.
I'm joking.
I'm telling you,
we're all doing everything.
You need to huddle up and to have a plan, just like you would when you were there. And it's just, you need to rearrange your plans. Your kids are older now, so you can. The lines aren't long toward the end of the park closing, and people all go to the Fantasia. Go hit the rides. Like, you got to do the reverse flow and just have that plan.
Or come see your friend in Puerto Rico. That'd be kind of amazing too.
Or do both.
Both are very magical places for children.
Although, by the way, we have plenty of broken churros.
That you'll actually let us eat.
Yes.
I hear the character breakfast in Puerto Rico is a little suggestive.
Pricey.
Yeah, that's I would be wary of that.
It's a different type of character breakfast. Yeah. Oh my God, I
Naked
remember
breakfast.
That is an emotion I don't think I'll ever forget. I shit myself when that bill came, and I started to do the math on all the meals. So we had plans like, oh my God.
The opposite of that was when my oldest daughter, we walked her down Main Street. We had her kind of distracted, and then we said, "Look," and we saw the castle right down the street.
Yes.
And we have a picture of her looking at it, and
awesome.
That look in her eye is
awesome.
Irreplaceable.
Irreplaceable. But I'm not going to get that at 17 and 19.
No,
I'm not getting that
anymore. Right.
I mean, the signs to me are clear, Josh. You're going to ruin it.
Just don't make plans when they were 4 and 6 as they are at this age now. As soon as you get off that plane in Orlando, there's some kind of brainwash that comes over you that you just go through the same motions. You have to be intentional about this trip.
You're right. And so I went. I'm psychotic. I was psychotic. We went when it opened, and we left when it closed.
Yeah.
And we did everything. We weren't going to let anything go by without doing it.
So okay. So you guys are saying to me that families who have taken their 17 and 19-year-old kids to Disney.
Oh, there's clearly older kids there. You see it when you go.
Wait. That's not that's not my point. Here's my point. Do you know families who have done it with their kids at that age, and they've had an incredible time?
Maybe I have to think about it.
So the answer is yes. I've taken my kids in their late teens. It was just the two of us, but we did Universal Studios, which is a little bit better for the older crowd.
Way better. Those rides are updated.
Yeah, Harry Potter stuff is amazing.
Right, they're 4D rides.
Right, and there's some in Disney World that's worth it. But the hotels are awesome. There's just a lot more offered at Disney World than just the Haunted Mansion, Peter Pan, Snow White, stuff that hasn't been updated. I'm just telling you, don't do those.
Yeah, you're right.
So
you're 100% right.
When you have kids, like, you have to make sacrifices, I guess, right?
Yeah, that's that's an understatement.
And like one of the ones that I don't think I'm super comfortable sacrificing is, like, I want to eat good food. Yeah. Like, I don't mind going. I can do the rides. I'm cool with that. the weights I don't know about, but I could always bring a chair or something to sit in line, I guess.
Yeah, you can't do that.
You can't bring a
Omar,
chair with you?
A wheelchair, and then you're
Maybe-
getting right to the front of the line. By the way,
Maybe I would do that then.
yeah, that's the way to
I
do
could
it.
see that. No,
Yeah.
Omar, Disney World with kids, I think would be your greatest nightmare. I don't
Yeah.
think you would last.
I don't see
I've been
that
a-
working
I've
well
been
for you.
asked to go a few. I mean, I have so many god kids. As a matter of fact, I think I'm supposed to go in a few months.
Don't. Your ADD is so extreme that you're going to lose your mind there.
Yeah.
I think they got that super pass thing though.
So there is a thing called the Disney Concierge. By the
It's
way,
like 10 tickets minimum. 10 tickets you get.
no, what you get is beyond that because it is like a personal Disney butler where you get to the front of the line on everything
Yeah.
the entire time you're there. It costs a fortune.
Yeah, I'm not paying for it.
Thousands of dollars a day.
I got invited to go to come along. Should
Oh,
I go?
Well, listen, if you
Maybe that'd
have
be
that, it's a no-brainer because you get they get a spot for you for the parades.
Okay, then I'll
like
go.
It's primo.
I'll go.
You don't wait for shit. They bring you food. Like you
Is the
could be in
food
line.
better?
Is the food better? The food.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't been there in
Under the concierge, it's the same food. You
years.
can probably get it faster, but it's going to be the
Uh-uh.
same burger, fries.
Yeah, you're going to get the same schlock that you get at normal Disney. It's
Some
look,
of the restaurants.
some
are
of it's
fine.
okay.
Actually,
yeah, some
you
of
know
some of
what?
it's better
You know
than
what?
others.
No, you guys are right. I'll be with my god kids who I love more than anything. So I'm gonna love seeing it through their eyes and stuff.
Seeing it through their eyes is awesome. It
Yeah.
definitely is awesome. But that's my point. Like the
So
Indiana Jones. How many times can you watch that stupid Indiana Jones thing?
Exactly. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
And
Yeah.
then, do you guys know that there's a Barbie? What you call it? Barbie Land.
Dreamhouse.
Barbie Land.
I'm sure there is. There's
It's in
everything. There's Lego Land.
It's
There's
in Canada though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
A theme park?
Mm-hmm.
I've been to Dollywood.
Oh,
You've
that's
been
Is
to
nice.
Dollywood?
Dollywood decent?
I had roller coasters and food and a lot of
Yes.
country western stuff.
right where
a lot
Elvis
of
lived.
Dolly Parton stuff.
Listen, see, here's my thing. I'm not an amusement park guy, and that's kind of why. And especially when you go to Disney World, everything else sucks after that
Yeah.
because it's
it
so
is.
well done, it's so clean, it's so put together. Like Universal Studios is awesome too. And then after that, if you go to like Great Adventure or Dorney Park or whatever, they pale in comparison. And I don't like roller coasters to begin with, so I need like more than that. I need the shows. I need all the 4D stuff. I need that stuff's
That's awesome.
great.
Yeah.
That stuff's great.
That's what Star Wars is. That's where if you like that property, which I do, I need to go see it. I can't believe I haven't gone
Okay.
yet.
All right. Good.
All right.
Thank you.
That was a long topic. We'll
It was too long.
Omar, how's your topic? Are you got yours ready?
You want me to go now?
Well, yeah, are you awake?
You want to wait a couple minutes?
No, I can go.
Okay.
I can
Go
go. So okay. So each of you guys have, I can already imagine what each of you would wear to Disney World, right? You're wearing a baseball cap. Dave's definitely wearing a polo shirt. Josh is wearing a t-shirt,
Yep.
right? You're both
Nailed
wearing
it.
you're both wearing shorts. Obviously, that's not hard with belts,
Yep.
right? And you're probably wearing some kind of sneaker, dad sneakers, and like low top socks, maybe 3/4 length, right?
Oh, you're,
So-
you're pretty,
You're
right
pretty
on,
much
yeah.
you pretty much nailed it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ankle socks. Yeah, but yeah, you nailed it.
So like you guys are like, you have a very like kind of simple
Interesting.
style.
Middle-aged
Oh,
white guys. Is that what you want to say?
predictive-
Middle-aged white
predictive.
guys?
Correct. Yeah, that's actually, thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
So, I haven't really seen how your wives dress, but I was thinking about this today because I was
Well, you were thinking about how my wife dresses?
You were thinking of
Well-
our wives, how they're dressed at Disney today?
not Disney, but just I was walking around London today, and I really, really have a deep appreciation for a couple of things that I'm falling in love with. Like I love looking at really beautiful espresso machines, in some of these stores. I really love them. And I want to really get one of the big ones. They're super expensive, but maybe one day. Just the actual like machinery of it is also just gorgeous to me. And similarly,
You're your
But-
dad. You are turning into your dad. Do you hear what
Yeah.
you just said?
yeah,
That's exactly what your dad said when we interviewed him. He loved the machinery of the cars and the
Yeah.
phones and the clocks.
oh my God. But the other
Keep
thing,
going.
the other
This
thing,
is a Geico commercial. Keep going.
this is a little tangential, but but you'll get where I'm going with this. Like I really love like nice things, and I really love bags. I love bags, like nice bags,
You've mentioned
like
this before. It's weird.
handbags,
Handbags.
backpacks.
Yes, you
And I
mentioned this.
thought about it, and I saw a beautiful handbag today, but it was, for a woman. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I would love to be a woman. Like if I was a woman,
It
I would have so many
comes up
handbags.
every once in a while.
I
Yeah.
would just love my handbags. I would love handbags. And I thought about it, like what would I dress like? Like what would I wear? Like I would definitely have a lot of handbags. So if
We're
you guys thought
this is recording right now, and it's going to go
well,
out. You realize that,
so
right? It's
yeah,
going to be
so
published.
well, there's no gender sort of confusion for me at all. But I just love the beauty of like beautiful things, and women can wear certain things like leather, like a fur jacket, or like fur, or even faux fur. But like I like that whole concept. It's
They
this
make that for
beautiful
men,
thing.
though,
They do, but you have to be an NBA player in order to wear that kind of thing,
or a pimp.
or a
Right.
pimp. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
have you guys thought about that? If you were
No.
female, like how would you dress? Would you
No.
would you wear the equivalent of the female like dad like vacation outfit? You think? Would you would you wear dresses? Would you wear a lot of dresses when you were at Disney World? Would you wear something more utilitarian, like
This
cargo
is
pants?
I don't even
this.
think, even if a sundress, let's just for example, was like super comfortable,
Yeah.
I would never wear it because I could never get over the fact that I was wearing.
I don't
a
like
sundress.
that.
And I'm not
Just the-
criticizing anyone that does. My
Just that it's
brain
open.
is. That's true.
Have you
too,
ever
yeah. But
worn
what
a
if that's
dress
comfortable?
before?
I don't
Have
know.
you ever worn a dress before? Either one of you?
No.
No.
So I
No.
have. Okay.
I've worn a robe. That's the closest I've come, and I wouldn't
Yeah,
wear a
robe.
robe
It's
in public.
It's not the same. So basically, I was in Mexico, and and it was actually January 1st. So it was after New Year's, right? So New Year's Day, and there was still like this party going on the beach, and these people were on, whatever you can imagine. And I'm like, you know what? I want to. They're still partying. It's like 2 p.m. and they're still partying from the night before, from New Year's Eve. I'm like, I want to see what's going on with them, and maybe I can create an interview. So I created an interview idea. So I dressed like I was this local, like eccentric person, and I had my Madison, my goddaughter's boyfriend, act like he was my cameraman, and so he followed me, and I wore a dress, and I wore a hat and sunglasses, and the dress I wore it felt wonderful because the wind is blowing through the dress. It's so comfortable, like the cotton. It's amazing. It really is you almost feel sexy, right? When you're wearing it. The looks on your faces are so great right now.
Yeah,
But
I don't even know how to approach this subject.
No, because here's my point, right? It's like when I had a massage once, it was a very, we used a certain kind of massage, and I picked the wrong option once, and they gave me like a full like oil thing, and I was like, oh my God, this felt weird, but it actually felt nice. I think there's certain things as men that we don't allow ourselves to really enjoy and appreciate because there's all
Okay.
these preconceptions about we
I
can't
agree.
enjoy it.
Yeah,
Wearing
okay,
a dress
that's
and
fair.
feeling how
That's
the air
fair.
feels was wonderful. So I don't know. So I guess the question wasn't as much about defending how wonderful it feels to wear a dress for me. I haven't done it since, but more so, you guys have ever thought about what your style would be if you're a woman? Like,
No.
do you think you'd be an athlete?
Listen, I don't. I never even thought about this subject.
Would I be an athlete?
All I could say is that I dress for comfort and
Okay.
convenience.
Now, hold
That's,
on.
That's how I
comfort,
dress.
It's physical and mental, right? Because if I gave you
That's
something
true.
that was physically more
Good point.
comfortable,
Good
but you
point.
felt mentally uncomfortable with it, and no
That's right.
judgment.
That's
It's
right.
just my wiring people have all different types of wiring, but for me, I would feel uncomfortable outside of my range, which is it could be even some very masculine stuff. Like I wouldn't want to wear what are the hats that like Vince Lombardi wore back in the 20s and 30s, like the
Fedora?
Oh yeah,
fedora. Is that a fedora?
fedoras. Yeah.
Yeah,
I wouldn't wear that either.
I wear a fedora every day.
I would love to wear, especially in the winter, overcoat and a fedora. I think that look is kind of interesting, but I couldn't do it.
Have you tried it? Have you tried it?
No, because even if I liked it and
See,
I
you have
felt
to ask yourself at the end, listeners, please take this. Please take note here. I mean, I don't say many things that are even remotely memorable, but you have to ask yourself a question. Look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself the following question: are you an American or an American? Right? And like, you have to just do these things,
yeah.
right? This is such a minor thing. I mean, I want to send you one of those coats and hats right now.
Yeah.
It is. You're right. And whatever when anyone wants to wear is to each his own. I don't care. It doesn't bother me
So
at all.
Josh, if you were a
Yeah.
woman, would you ever would you wear lots of like cargo pants? And would you wear dresses? You think? Have you
No,
ever thought about
I
this
can't.
before?
I can't see dressing. I can't see dressing any differently. I just wouldn't. I don't have any type of desire to wear anything. I won't even wear a Hawaiian shirt to give you an idea. I don't
Yeah,
like.
Hawaiian
Like,
shirt is
you wear
kind of in the.
sweatpants.
I will
you
never wear
yeah.
Hawaiian shirt. I just don't like it. I don't like short sleeve button up shirts, so I won't even wear those. It's just not my thing.
I think wearing a dress is like the equivalent, like wearing like a cotton sundress is the equivalent for a guy wearing like a really comfortable t-shirt and shorts. It's like super comfortable.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
So that's your answer. If
You never asked
whatever
your
the
wife
equivalent
this
is.
question? You have no curiosity about this stuff, huh?
No, I never crossed my mind as to what I would wear if I was a woman. I just put on stuff because I like it and it's comfortable,
Well, you
or
dress for comfort. So
I dress for comfort and
you wear
convenience.
sweatpants. You wear sweatpants and a hoodie.
I love sweatpants in the winter.
Yep.
Love them.
Yep.
Yeah.
You wear your boyfriend or your husband's shirt a lot, probably the next morning, right? And then and then at nighttime you probably wear lots of dresses, like comfortable dresses, but not like snug.
Robes.
Dave-
He
Dave,
wears
No, I
robes.
don't think I would.
I'm going the opposite direction because I'm not trying to explore my clothing options. I'm like narrowing in. I just realized that I just like black t-shirts, like Josh, you remember right now?
Yeah.
I just ordered 5 of them and I just delivered, and I feel like I'm no longer gonna wake up in the morning and have to choose like what I want. I'm gonna be black t-shirt
Does
guy.
your wife dress like that? Does she have an
No,
outfit?
she has a lovely selection of many items that she picks through. Although I will say in our closet, what percent do you think of the closet is mine
Yeah.
versus Kathy's? Would you-
80-20 or 90-10.
It's like
Yeah,
65-35 me.
Yeah, see, mine is like that too. Isn't that weird?
It is weird. I feel terrible. In
But I
fact,
love
I'm using
t-shirts.
multiple closets. Yeah, and all I want to wear is t-shirts and shorts all
I love
the time. Yeah.
So if you look at my closet, it's predominantly black, gray, navy blue.
Yeah.
That's it. I have no desire to wear anything else. I don't have.
So
red
I'm
shirts or-
narrowing. I'm narrowing. I'm not trying to expand and
Just not
broaden
my
my
thing.
horizons with
I don't-
clothing. I want it to be. I'll be down to one outfit soon, I think. So there you go.
Yeah,
We're
it
just-
makes
I
sense.
think-
our headspace.
I
is
think
a different-
Dave would wear lots of tweed if he was a woman. He wear like
Tweed?
Yeah, tweed and
Like-
cardigans in the winter.
turtlenex.
Yeah, you're putting a lot of thought into this. You know, it's like, and here's the other thing.
Stop
by the way,
looking at me that way, please.
you mentioned purses. That is such
I
a.
love purses.
I am the complete opposite. I look at that and I go, I feel bad. I'm like, I would hate to have to carry around something extra all the time that contained my items. Like my wife the other day, we went for a walk when we were down the shore, and she goes, "Can you hold my phone?" I'm like, "Why? You don't have any pockets? Women's clothes have no pockets."
Yeah, right.
It's
happens.
utterly ridiculous how they make these things. I'm like, I would not. I have narrowed down what I carry as much as humanly possible, and
I
I
have
wish
a man
I wish I
purse.
carried even less. I wish I carried. I don't carry a car key
You ever
anymore.
tried a man purse before?
No, I won't do it. That
Why?
that is
Why?
so revolting to me because
Why?
I don't want to carry anything more than I used to carry car keys, a bunch of keys connected to the car keys.
What are your vitals? What do you need? I'll tell you what I need, but what do you need? What are the things you need when you're like walking around the city
my phone, and that's
Phone.
it.
and your
That's
keys?
it.
And your wallet.
No, I don't need. I don't have keys.
Don't you
How
have
do
a
you get in
wallet?
your house? You have a code?
I have. I
Your-
changed
your
that out.
car? Your car is a code too?
Yeah, my car is with my phone.
Josh lives in the year 2050, by the way.
But,
Okay, so
Omar,
Josh-
Omar, I
Yes.
purposely did this. I hated carrying a wallet even. Forget about a man purse.
So it's
I
just
didn't
your
want
phone.
to carry around a wallet. All I do is carry my phone.
And I know for
it.
sure, Dave, that he has no cash.
No
Like shipping.
cash.
He doesn't have.
I don't even carry my
Right, we
ATM
do know
card.
that. Right.
Yeah.
I haven't been to the ATM in years.
Okay, so you have a phone. That's it. Nothing else.
Nothing. I have a thing at the back of my phone
Which
where I carry
what's
one
that?
credit. I carry one
Okay.
credit card,
Okay.
my driver's license,
Okay.
and that's it. And it's only because I have to.
Yes.
There's
how about
there's certain states that have put their driver's license now. That's an app. I can't wait for Pennsylvania to do that. I can't wait to get rid of that. I can't
That-
wait to get rid of
that
carrying
little
around
car
a
in the
physical-
back here.
Dave, how about you?
I don't want it. I don't want
Four things. I got my wallet, my keys,
Mm-hmm.
my phone, and my earbuds. Everywhere I go, it's those 4 things.
You carry earbuds everywhere?
Yep.
Wow.
I never know when I might put it in and listen to music.
Yeah. So okay, and Dave and I are more. I have those 4 things. I have a phone charger. I have my Burt's Bees, right? I have a vape thing I carry around with me, and I have a nail file.
Yeah, that's weird.
I
That's
have
weird,
I
dude.
have
Everywhere you go.
I have eyeglass cleaners. I love those with Zeiss
You do need a
eyeglass
purse.
cleaners. Those are amazing.
You need a man purse.
Yeah.
You're carrying around half your shit.
And I have my wallet, and then I have keys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want any. I want less.
Yeah.
I'm
See,
striving for
but
less.
you're missing out on the carrying like a nice purse. It's
No,
just-
I'm not missing out on that at all. I view that as a chore. You know what the worst thing is? When you bring a jacket.
Don't your lips get dry every so
No,
often?
I don't have chapped lip
He's got an
problems.
app for that.
Yeah, there's an app. I just.
He smears on the back of his phone and then he uses it.
Speaking of Disney, there's nothing worse than when you bring like a jacket or something because it's cold in the morning,
Yes,
and then you got to carry it the rest of the day. I hate that.
Yeah,
Don't they have
I don't
lockers?
they do, but it's
They do, but
$10,000.
yeah, it's $10,000 for an hour.
I
I don't
think
wanna
that's why getting
carry-
a wheelchair is a solution.
I don't want to carry anything anymore at all. Nothing. That's I would like to grab. That's what's so great about right now. I grab my phone. I walk out of the house. I don't have to bring anything else.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not there yet.
Yeah,
can't
I don't
wear-
want.
I can't wear a
I
sundress.
hate-
No, but the world is going to that. Josh is already there.
I know.
Yeah.
That's right. That's
I
right.
hate bringing extracurricular things.
It's funny. We are with a lot of things. One is extreme one way, one is extreme the other, and I think I'm in the middle. I'm the Jerry Seinfeld of this group here.
Yeah,
I'm,
you're
I'm
even
right in the middle.
Steven.
That's we said that with the podcast interview. He asked, "How do we come up with our topics?" I said,
Yeah,
"Josh
that's
comes
right.
up with it a year ahead of time.
Yeah,
I come up with it during the week, and Omar comes up with it 2 seconds before."
2 seconds
it
before.
starts.
Yeah.
So
It's that where you got with this is interesting, Omar. You want to bring half your house with you everywhere you go, and I'm such the opposite. I don't want to bring a damn thing.
and he
anywhere.
wants us to wear a dress.
and he wants us to wear a sundress.
Look, I have to tell you, have you guys ever sat in a car
Yes.
Yes.
that
Oh,
has
more. There's more.
air conditioned seats?
Oh no.
Yes.
Yeah,
Love it.
That that's what
That's what
sort of
dresses feel like?
similar to
Okay.
dress.
That's your
the
best
air-
argument you've made so far.
The
The
air
best one.
comes up. It's just so nice.
Yeah, but I would feel weird not having anything supporting me underneath. It just would feel weird. That's
You
all.
can still wear something. I mean,
No. I don't mean underwear. I mean it would just feel like I don't know. It's just weird to.
Have you
Yeah.
ever worn a toga before?
Yeah, but I wear shorts underneath it, or I've worn shorts underneath. But I've only worn a toga like maybe once or twice my whole life. Some party. That's it.
Oh, is it a party? Oh, thanks.
No, I used to be in the. My dad was in the.
I thought
my-
maybe you were in a Druid society.
My father
What is he
served
talking
in the Roman Senate. Thank you very much.
yeah, right. You
And
you
would
do
take
attend a
us
couple.
to bring your kids to work day, and we had to wear little baby togas. So you feel stupid now, don't you?
Yep, take that. All right, we are probably running late.
Yeah, we're
It's
running-
Josh is going to Stonehenge.
All right, I'm gonna do my topic now. Are you ready to move
Yeah,
to
do
mine?
it,
I'll
Dave.
be real quick because
Do it.
I want to go back to the rating.
Wait, hold on. Before you go to
No,
the topic,
Omar.
no, before you go to the topic, David and Josh, I think you guys should think about that a little more, and maybe ask your wives how they think you
Done.
would dress.
Okay.
All right,
we'll
can we
do
come
that.
back to this next week?
That's
I'm
a
just
I'll get back to you.
promise.
I'll
That's a
get back to you.
promise.
Thank you.
All right, Dave. What do you got?
All right, so I want to when we were talking about the 5-star idea. I just had to review something that happened at one of the places I used to work, and they would, when you reviewed your employees, you would have to do a 5-star rating, right? But they said, okay, so what they would give you guidance as to how the star ratings happened, or a 3 was like the bare minimum acceptable, like that's you're doing your job. It's not great, it's not awful. 2 is you're underperforming. 3 is like you're on the way out the door.
You mean a 1? One. You're on the way.
What did
out
I
the
say?
door.
Oh yeah,
said
2 is
3.
and
Yeah.
1 was out the door.
I'm already all mixed up. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, so I need a
Yeah.
visual aid to help me. 3 is average. So they would say 4 by description is doing above and beyond your normal duties. Like a 3 is you're fine. It's not like you need to improve. But if you're a 4, you're doing above and beyond.
David, I would give you a 3.8. Is that what the question is?
That's not the
No,
question. Let
But
him
thank
go.
you. Yeah, that's no, I feel very self-conscious the rest of my podcast. But they said, but 5s were like you can't even describe 5. And so we said that rarely would someone get a 5. And I thought, I'm used to if you have a 1 through 5, if someone's doing a really good job, I want to just give them 5s, right? Just like,
Yes.
who cares? Give 5s.
Worse.
So they were saying, no, 5s are extraordinary, like beyond anything you can ever imagine. So I said, what about like if Michael Jordan? Is Michael Jordan? They say Michael Jordan by this definition would be a 4. I was like, what? Michael Jordan would be a 4?
That's
because
ridiculous.
They said he's a basketball player and he's a very good basketball player. But I guess they said, but he didn't also throw 3 touchdowns, something above and beyond. So Michael Jordan be a 4. So I said, all right, how about this is a real conversation. I said, what about Tiger Woods when he won his whatever consecutive tournament? Like no one had ever done it before. They said that would be a 4. I was like, are you kidding me? Like that's. So then when people would grade themselves and then I would do it too, they would give themselves 5s and 5s and 5s. So I had to be like, well, you're no Michael Jordan, so I'm giving you a 4. And that created all kinds of weird, conversations of like, am I not doing good enough job? I'm like, listen, you're not. And I couldn't come up with an example because there are no 5s.
Yeah,
so if you had to do a star rating like that, how would you normally handle it? Do you want to give 5s? Do you?
First of all, the whole concept here is ridiculous. If you have a scale from 1 to 5, 5 has to be attainable, just as 1 has to be attainable. So you can't put it so far out that no one gets it. What's the point of having a 5? What's the point of having that out there?
I think their point is that if you just do an excellent job at the job description you've done, that's a 4. Like you have to also have saved lives or something outside.
Right. Michael Jordan has to, on his way home from the NBA championship that he just won, save 5 cats and 3 babies in a burning building. I mean, to get the 5, and that's just it's unrealistic. It's unattainable. Michael Jordan's job is basketball player. The best thing you can do as a basketball player is win a championship. If you're MVP and you won the championship, that's above and beyond. And so I think it's how
did you ask the person who were going through the different the scale what their rating was for themselves and like what rating they got?
Yeah, I think they were consistent. They would say they're a 3 or 4, right? Yeah. And they would say, most.
Has anyone ever gotten a 5 in the history of the firm?
So I didn't follow the system. I was like, look, I can. This is a demotivating system. People want 5s. It doesn't cost anything to put down 5s. So I would just put 5s and live with the consequences. So I think they ended up kind of scrapping the whole thing. But I just thought when we were talking about reviews and 5 stars, it brought me back because you could legitimately have that system. You could say, look, 5s are rare, and you just have to be happy with 3s, right? You have to, but no one does, right?
No, but you can make 5s rare, but they have to be attainable.
Yeah.
That sounds like it's not attainable.
Michael Jordan or Tiger Woods, yeah.
It's impossible to get a 5. Well, that's not a real scale.
Yeah.
A scale has to be you can get anything on that scale. And you can define what it takes to get to that 5. And if you put a 5 out there, here's the problem with it. The problem with it is perception. Look, if everyone gets 3s, you should feel like, okay, I'm doing my job and I'm good. But if you see a 4 and a 5 and you get a 3, not knowing what anyone else gets, it seems pretty shitty.
Yeah, you feel like I got to do better.
Yeah,
right.
I'm average. 3 is midway between 1 and 5. That's average. Between is average. Midway between is that. So that's not. It's not. Whoever created that scale is, it's a little off.
Yeah, it was. I think that's the problem is that people are coming to the system with different expectations, and so, you've got to get everyone on the same, and which is impossible to do. So I think the most motivating way is if you're doing a great job, give them 5s. Like give the top. That's it.
It's
I guess
also
that
morale.
could make you lazy. I suppose there's maybe some like, well, I'm always getting 5s. Who cares? So maybe there's some way of looking at that differently.
5 is above and beyond, and that's fine. But you should be able to attain it. That's the difference. You know what Michael Jordan did with the Bulls is clearly a 5.
You would think, right?
You can't argue that. Now maybe Will Purdue is a 3.
Yeah.
And maybe Craig Hodges is a 3, or Scottie Pippen's a 4.
Oh God.
But you can't listen. I'm not saying I like these guys, but I'm just saying what their attribution was to the team in those championships.
No one knows of our listeners who the people you just said were.
Of course they don't. It's not the point. They know they played for the Chicago Bulls and Michael Jordan, and they're not as good as Jordan, and therefore they get a lesser grade. But at least make it attainable.
I'm gonna start referring to the 1998 Pakistani cricket team. And
you can.
There.
All right, name one.
Imran Khan.
Is that
Imran Khan?
Yeah, he is.
Is that a real person?
Yeah,
no, he's not. He's a character on the Howard Stern show.
He was a two.
I know who he is, and you used his name because it's the first thing that pops into your head. Good try.
He is. No, I think there was a famous cricket player named Imran Khan. I'm not kidding.
Yeah. Okay. So he's a 5, Imran Khan.
Yeah, right.
But this is I think this is also based on I don't know what kind of company whether you work there. I don't know whether you work in a coal mine. I don't know where you worked. Okay. So who knows with people in the Midwest?
Yeah.
So dairy farm, right? So there is a certain school of thought that if you give people 5s, they get complacent,
Right.
and they think that they're actually versus maintaining some level of hunger, right? And because otherwise, that maintains it's aspirational is always a good thing, and just because you do your job well doesn't mean that you have to get a 5. Like you don't get a cookie, right? Whatever that saying is.
You're
for
right.
Doing your job.
But the difference is in his scale, maybe those people get 4s, and then you look at 5 and go, I'm trying to strive for a 5, and 5s are rarely given out. But it sounds like Dave said most people are getting 3s, and nobody's getting a 5. And therefore, when you get a 3, it seems like, oh, I guess I'm just average, regardless of what it says next to it. That's the problem. It's perception versus actual definition.
So what's our podcast? We think we're a 5-star?
No.
Yeah, clearly.
I'm a 3.8. So how is the podcast going to get a 5 if I'm only a 3.8?
No, I think.
Well, you don't want us to walk you through that, do you, Dave?
Well,
I think you're higher. I think you're higher than 3.8. I think we're probably at like a 4.3.
Oh, that's
very nice.
Better
very
every time.
Sweet.
Thank you.
Very sweet.
I appreciate that.
Right.
Well, I think that's probably maybe our longest podcast. The Disney needed to be discussed because we got to save you some money here, Josh, and hopefully you've come away.
It's not money. It is money, but it's also agony. I want to know if I'm headed for a complete waste of time and effort and money.
Star Wars land.
I hear you. It's a good plan.
Puerto Rico, back to Philly. That's
a good plan.
That's your.
It's a good plan. Yeah, and I'll wear a sundress the whole time, so it feels comfortable.
See,
there you go.
I tell you, once you try it, just try it once. I haven't done it, by the way, in 10 years.
Well.
Yeah, I don't see it happening, but
don't
okay.
send pictures. Don't send pictures.
Yeah.
Well, hey guys, let's wrap it up for this week. It's been an interesting time with all of you. Be safe this weekend. Safe travels, Omar, as you come back home. And on behalf of all of us at FTS, we want to thank you for listening to our show. Look forward to next week. Goodbye, everybody.
See ya.